Hi guys, it's Jim here. I'm making another video. It's going to be along the same lines as my anxiety management video. This one's going to be on, as you can probably tell from the title, depression. Now, like I have to say at the start of every video is I'm not a healthcare professional. Take everything I say with a pinch of salt and go to a doctor. And that brings me on to my first tip, which is go to a doctor. It's not as bad as you think when you get there. If you have a good GP, they will refer you straight through to adult mental health services, and you'll be offered some form of CBT or something along those lines of counselling. If they're not, they'll just offer you medication straight away, which isn't a bad thing, to be honest. A lot of people do have a chemical imbalance, and it just takes, that tiny pill to make the difference. Now there are a lot of good antidepressants out on the market. A lot of them are very well tolerated, the new generation of antidepressants such as citalopram, sertraline, fluoxetine. There's so many out there, and it might take a while to find the right one for you, but when you do, it just makes a hell of a lot of difference. Now my second point might sound a bit patronising, but I think it's an important one to state is if you treat yourself like crap, you're going to feel like crap. It is important to be kind to yourself, eat a balanced diet. It is important to make sure you get all those amino acids, all the vitamins you need, especially eating foods with tryptophan in. I'll mention a few, but I'll put the full list up. Tryptophan is one that's used to make serotonin. Now I'm going to talk about tryptophan further down on in supplements, and there are other ways to get tryptophan, but you eat meats like turkey, chicken, milk, potatoes, pumpkin I think as well is a good one for tryptophan. Eating all these kinds of these foods will increase your amount of tryptophan, which, like I say, it is needed to make serotonin, and also melatonin as well, which helps with sleep. And that's another thing, make sure you're getting 8 hours sleep. It's important that you get the full 8 hours to rest your body, to restock your neurotransmitters, and just to relieve stress. A lot of stress builds up if you don't sleep. Your body's not used to not being able to sleep for long periods of time. So it's important that you do get those 8 hours to fully, restock and mentally get yourself pulled back together. Going to the gym is a really good one. The effect is twofold. The actual act of exercising releases endorphins because of the pain of exercising, and endorphins, they trigger your reward center of the brain, so they make you feel good. And the second is if you start seeing gains and your endurance and your fitness gets better, you'll start to feel more confident as well. I cannot cope with this weather. The third thing on my list I think is the most important, and that is don't compare yourself to other people. You're never going to be another person, you're only ever going to be yourself. I know it sounds stupid. So just be happy in what you have and what you've done, and you're not gonna, there's no point saying look at that person, look how good looking they are, or look at how much money. You're not going to change your face. So you're best just being happy with what you've got. Sometimes it's important to stop and take note of what you actually do have and what you have to be grateful for. Just every so often, just write a list. Family, friends, the fact that you've got somewhere to live. The fact that you're even watching this video means that, you are lucky, and you've got something that billions of other people don't have. I think the best quote I heard on this topic was, be a first-rate version of yourself, not a second-rate version of someone else. One of the tools they teach you at CBT is to use a mood diary. Now, mood diaries are more helpful than you think they would be. Writing down how I feel, how is that going to help? It's being able to step back, look at the whole thing as a full picture, and you will see patterns. And you'll see parts of the day where, oh, I didn't notice that during that time of the day that I have a little bit of a dip, or that this time during the week, or every couple of weeks I have a big dip. And looking at those patterns just enables you to, if you're feeling down, maybe late afternoon, make sure, call a friend or something, or go out. And it's just things like that where you can just distract yourself during those times of the day or those times of the week, whatever it might be, whatever pattern emerges, you can do something about. And it's just so simple to mark those points out in your life where everyone has a natural cycle. No one's always up or always down. Everyone has fluctuations in the mood. And this just helps you, spot those patterns, especially if you are struggling with depression. Second to last thing on my list is get yourself out and about. Don't stay in home moping around watching crap on TV all day, eating crap food. Get yourself out in the sun. Vitamin D is good for you. And just keep your brain occupied. For example, I've been off work and I've kept myself busy doing this, making these videos and writing blogs. And it's not going to stop your depression. It's just not. That's not how it works. But what it does is it stops you overthinking your depression and stops you from feeling sorry for yourself. Because the worst thing about depression is not only are you depressed, is you spend time ruminating on that depression. If you don't give yourself time to think about the depression, I'm not saying, like I say, you're not going to be depressed, but the depression is going to be lighter because you're not going to be having time to overthink, overanalyze. That's one of the things about depression is it makes you overanalyze. It changes your thought processes, and again, that's something that needs to be addressed through counselling and through drug treatment. Final tip now, thanks for bearing with me. I'm fed up with my own voice, so God knows you must be. Final tip is on supplements. There's the cheapest chips to buy on the internet. You can get them on Amazon for next to nothing. The first one, literally just started taking today, and I've had to retake this so many times. 5-HTP, 5-hydroxytryptophan. We were talking about tryptophan earlier on with eating a balanced diet. I'll put up again the foods that contain tryptophan. This is basically serotonin. It turns into 5-hydroxytryptamine, which is serotonin. So basically, having this in your system just means that you're going to be making more serotonin available for your brain. Now, again, health warnings with all these. You need to speak to your doctor beforehand. You can get a potentially deadly condition called serotonin syndrome if you have too much of these and you're taking antidepressants as well. Too high a level of serotonin is toxic for the brain. So just be careful about that. The one I was taking before this is one called St. John's wort, and that works very much like an antidepressant. We don't know how it works, but we know it works quite like a type of antidepressant called SSRI. So that's another good one, but again, you've got to be very careful if you're taking other antidepressants because of the potential double effect. Another one I take that I'm prescribed is cholecalciferol, known to you and me as vitamin D. We don't know how that works either. We're pretty useless, to be honest. But we know that it's important in the production of neurotransmitters. So I was found to have a low Vit D level, which everyone in the UK will have a low vitamin D level unless you're a sun worshipper. So again, that's another thing you can take that just brings up your levels of neurotransmitter. Again, needed for mood. If you look on, if you just go into Amazon, I think there's a whole category called mood enhancers, and there's so many different types of drug. But make sure you do your research. Don't just go out and start taking things. And especially, I cannot stress this enough, if you are taking antidepressants, talk to your doctor. Make sure that you're at a safe level, that you're not going to get serotonin syndrome. I'm pretty safe from getting serotonin syndrome. My brain doesn't produce any serotonin at all. So I've checked with the doctor that I'm okay to take these supplements as well. In fact, he's actually suggested that I take these supplements. Like I say, make sure you check first. And you'll be happy to know that concludes the end of this little video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and more importantly, I hope it's been helpful for you. Thanks for watching.